Hello everyone, welcome to your love and romance reading for Friday, September 11th. And I know that I already used the Whispers of Love last week. I tend to alternate using the Romance Angels one week and then the Whispers of Love the next week. But I really felt guided to use the Whispers of Love once again. So I'll be using 2 cards from that deck as well as 1 card from the Magical Times Empowerment deck. And I know that is a really unusual deck to use in a romance reading, but I just listened to what my intuition was telling me. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the first 2 cards from the Whispers of Love. Have patience. Love is patient and kind always. And look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. So beginning with the Have Patience card, I feel like some people might be a little frustrated right now, no matter where you are in your love life. If you're single, if you haven't met anyone, if you are married, if you're in a relationship, I feel like some of you are just a little too impatient because maybe you feel like things should have progressed more than what they have by now. Maybe you've been waiting for something to happen and it hasn't happened yet. For those of you who are single, you might have been waiting to meet someone and you might be losing hope. If you're interested in someone, you might be a little impatient because that person has not committed to you. You might be a little impatient if you're in a long distance relationship because you've not met this person yet, or maybe you are a little impatient because you have not had children, you've not married, you haven't moved in together. Whatever is causing you to lose patience. This card is saying that sometimes things take time, and I feel like some people might also be losing their temper with another person. Maybe there's a lot of conflicts and disagreements regarding this, but I really like the saying on the bottom of this card, love is patient and kind always. So always be patient, always be kind. And I know that is easier said than done, but remember, I believe, a reading that we recently had, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, we had a card that talked about divine timing that is at work in a lot of your love life. So if things are not moving to another level right now, then there might be a deeper reason for that. And moving to the next card, I feel like it might be because of some of your patterns that some of you are repeating. So I'm just going to go ahead and read this card. Look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. So some of you might be repeating the same negative behavioral patterns over and over again, and that might actually be the reason why things are not progressing the way that you hope. That might be the reason why some of your relationships are not working out. So pay attention to the way that your relationships began. Pay attention to the conflict that you have within those relationships, and pay attention to how those relationships ended. How are they similar? How are they different? What can you learn from those relationships? What kind of patterns do you repeat? Do you keep making the same mistakes over and over again? How do you meet the people that you meet? Think about what patterns are similar in the way that your relationships end or begin, or the problems that you tend to have with these people. There's something that you keep repeating, and maybe you are aware of that and maybe you're not. So if you're not really aware of the patterns that you keep repeating, this might mean that you just need to take a step back and to really go within and to really think about what you're doing, because I feel like some of you are sabotaging your chance for happiness, and that again might be the reason why things are not going the way that you want them to go. And I feel like Spirit is bringing this to your attention because there are people out there who are waiting for those of you who are single, people who can make you happy. And I feel like even the relationship that some of you are in right now, for those of you who are in relationships, you might need to know what you're doing wrong so that you can fix it, so that this relationship has a chance to go the distance so that you can resolve any differences that you have. So really pay attention to those patterns and remember to always be patient. Now, the last card that comes from the Magical Times Empowerment deck is gentleness. Strength is gentle. True kindness has wings. Love in action endures. So I'm really drawn to the way that this card mentions strength. And I feel like in order to be patient, you have to be strong. And this card also mentions kindness, the same way that the first card mentions kindness. So both cards mention strength, and then both cards mention kindness. So I feel like those are two very important keywords that you need to pay attention to, and making sure that you are kind, and making sure that just because you have maybe lost your patience, maybe you're frustrated, that you're not adding to the conflict that you're having in your relationships because you're frustrated that things are not moving the way that you hoped, or you're frustrated that things are not progressing to the point that you hoped. And I also like the line, love in action endures. So I feel like this is about showing someone that you love them versus telling them. And one way that you can do that is by being kind and being patient and trying to be understanding. But again, I feel like a lot of you just need to kind of work on yourselves. Nobody's perfect, so if you see things within yourself that you could change that might benefit you as well as your relationships now or in the future, go ahead and work on them, but don't beat yourself up over it, because nobody's perfect. There's always something that we can be working on within ourselves, and I feel like they're trying to point this out to you as a way of helping you to get that love in your life that you truly deserve. So remember to be gentle, remember to be kind, remember to be patient, and also correct anything about yourself that needs to be corrected, and pay attention to the signs, pay attention to the mistakes that you're making so that you don't keep making the same mistakes over and over again, because nothing ever goes away until it teaches you what you need to know. So I feel like once you all begin to change some of those patterns that you keep repeating, that is going to open the door for love to come into your lives. So I hope you all found this reading helpful. Thanks so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you this weekend.